But as the terrorists are still waiting here, this is a very common strategy, just waiting for CT aggression, making sure that no one pushes in. You have a lot of time on your hands, so you can do whatever you want. Right now, setting up for an inner push so far. Neo is the front of attack. Let's see if you can get this done. USP has long range, sees them and rotates back.
Yeah, he's got the information that they are there. That's going to allow Taz to start to rotate on in. Joins up with Neo inside of B. The smoke and flash going to now rain on through for Envy as they come walking on in. Taz and Neo missing shots left and right. Taz able to find the first. No trade just yet as Neo still doing damage here on top of the drain. Going to go and deny the bomb as well. And now he's going to start his aggression forward. Neo in with another. Takes 3, leaving this all unhappy. The late lurk in from behind will be put to bed. Bialy picks that one up, and that is going to be VP to take this 1-0 as they get themselves the pistol.
It's so nice to see Neo. Like, when he's hitting his shots, when he's having these moments where his individual level just hits, it's almost like a throwback back to the 1.6 era when Neo was just the best player in the game. And as a CS fan in general, I'm so happy to just see him in form. Hopefully he can continue this. They do go for the almost full buy here, Neo with the M4, MP9 on Passion Utility, and another M4 on Bialy. Of course, Taz coming in with the FAMAS, no UMP setup anymore. Pistols, of course, as we would expect. 6 is saving the armor, so he can buy the AWP in the first buy round. And then just a setup towards Ivy, happy with the lurk roll.
They're just going to bypass that smoke. Pash is not ready for this. They are going to start to round the corner. He's going to fall. Bialy's caught unaware as a result, and RPK takes another snacks. He's the man that stands between them and this site, and he's not going to go down just yet. Picks up 2 with the UMP, still alive and kicking. Taz comes in and mops up 1 more, but Scream does find snacks. It's going to come down to the one-on-one, and Taz, he wins that out. VP, they managed to keep themselves in that round in spite of losing Pasha early on. And there we go, we're back in. Here we go, Neo, he's up close, has himself the MP9. Pasha actually doesn't have anything. He's invested in just the armor up behind the USP. That makes perfect sense in a way because he's only up against pistols regardless. They're going to be a one-shot to the head. They don't have armor. So right now, VP going to be doubling on back round. Not expecting to get too much done here. I mean Envy, but you know, Envy doubling back round through T-spawn. Not expecting to get too much done, seeing as VP have armor. They've got everything they could possibly need, but they're going to try and get this bomb down out towards A. Now, Snack's going to be lying in wait. He's the first man to try and step up here. Takes a bit of damage, able to find 1, goes back for more, looks for a second, which will be given to him. And this is just a mop up on the eco. Scream, trying to get something done, won't be allowed the satisfaction, and that is VP to go up 3-0.
Here we go, Harry. This is the round that I've been waiting for. The first buy round coming in from Team EnVyUs, of course losing the pistol in the sequence round after that. They now have the full buy. Open 6er, flashbang and head armor, and full setup utility-wise on everyone apart from Scream, who's still missing a couple of grenades. So we definitely can see a couple of smokes being thrown here. 4 smokes. The issues has been resolved, and now we're back. 3-0 is the scoreline right now for VP on the CT side of the train. Of course, this is the best of 1. Winner goes on to the, well, winner's game, and then they have a chance of qualifying into the playoffs. And the loser has to go down in the loser's game. We'll battle for spot in the decider. Of course, the GSL system, as we are on train, we do see Snacks, the man, the myth, the legend, on Ivy, ready with the M4.
Yeah, he's going to be holding it close, waiting to see if that pop flash comes through from Pasha. They're actually going to be holding the angle. Waiting there with the AWP in hand, but down goes Snacks on the entry from 6. So that's the man advice taken here for Envy. Pasha's at falling on back, had to give up some ground. The smoke rains in to keep him away. Now Envy started to group the players back round over here towards B. Slowly but surely pushing in through T-spawn, wrapping on back as RPK's been holding it, is fully aware there's no aggression out from VP.
Yeah, they just put the smoke down on lower, and then Neo's holding on the back of the bomb side, as he usually does behind the train towards lower. So RPK is actually allowed to walk straight in. Neo will spot him now, but it's too late. They already have control of the bomb side with this kind of map control being given. The bomb is going to go down. There's not much that VP can actually do here, and they're not rotating away. They're just taking the duels one by one. Pasha finally understands that this is not a winnable situation and decides to hold back and try to save that AWP. But then again, like, EnVyUs coming into the round, the first buy round, and they haven't had much going for them. They survived with all 5 players. Not a flawless execute because there wasn't much of an execute, let's be real. But they actually do get far into B. They make the right decision, they make the right call, and win the round pretty much. Pasha, of course, saving the orb, bringing that into the next round.
Yeah, and it's important that he does, actually. When you look at it, they can't afford to buy. As long as he holds on to something, it means they can get the orb into the next, but he will be hunted down mercilessly by Envy, and that is going to allow T-side to grab themselves their first round. Money for the side of VP is going to be fairly limited. In terms of what they can get, they should be able to field it. A fairly decent buy, but Pasha is the real man you're going to look at with literally nothing. Get himself a Deeg, some armor up behind it, but that will be it.
Yeah, and you're looking back now at the point where the round where Team EnVyUs were able to take 4 VP players down with pistols in that second round. So that's probably coming back to haunt them now because Pasha, of course, as you can see, doesn't have a lot of money. The rest of the team cannot really invest into the kind of utility they will want to hold them all. Sixer trying to go for the wall bang, doesn't quite hit it though. Now EnVyUs in a situation where, okay, we probably know we had a bit of an advantage here. We can kind of read the money situation since we know we did good damage in that round 2. So they'll probably wait out for a bit and then do, hopefully, a fully execute, maybe towards that outer bomb side where you can really try to like take advantage of the fact that you have so much more utility than your opponent. Run boost towards Ivy, where Pasha is.
Yeah, they're just going to be peeking on in. Smoke rains through. That's going to push Pasha back. This one a little bit more passively. Envy just waiting down in Ivy. Pasha has this crossfire set up with Snacks. If they try to push on through, that smoke going to start to dissipate soon. They're going to come walking on in. Snacks actually rotates on back round, so Pasha is left here alone. They try and hold this one back. He's going to be fully flashed, and XMS finds him, now happy. And XMS continue this push in towards the A-bomb site. Neo's rounded the smoking connector to try and wreak some havoc as he worms his way into the backline. Does find some damage here, but he's going to fall on the peek on out. It's Scream to take 2 and leaves us now with Bialy and Snacks. We'll have to try and clutch this out. They spotted 6. They have him isolated from the rest of the gang. Scream, still the man within the site, has himself that bomb on his back. Going to go ahead and get that down. Now Bialy and Snacks, they're the 2 on the clock.
See if they can make it happen. One of them goes down that Scream, and now all on Sixer with the orb 1v2. Well, HP and Bialy, so could probably pull his pistol out for that one, but let's see if he can make it happen 1v2. Nope. It's Bialy to take it out, and that's another round coming in for VP. One thing that I actually liked, Neo did not get a frag from it, but the way that Sixer threw over a smoke to block off the CT connector, Neo saw that smoke going down and heard the info from Ali, so he just pushed straight through it. He knew there was going to be no one near the smoke, and he actually got himself onto a really nice position on the bomb train. The only problem was that he didn't missed his shot on the guy who was about to plant the bomb, but still, the decision to go through the smoke on the back of the information that you get from seeing the actual smoke landing and your teammates and just pushing through, that's really nice and really nice intuitive sense of how to play a position like that, because players with less confidence will probably just have waited back and then would not been in a situation where they could potentially have capitalized. Unluckily, he missed his shot, but still, if he gets that 9 out of 10 times, he'll probably get a frag or 2 in that situation. So nice decision making from Neo there.
Oh, but Pasha is going to be able to open up this round with one into XMS. Push going to be coming in towards B very, very quickly here to try and keep Neo on his toes as they come walking on in. Happy is going to hit the deck. RPK's been left here all on his lonesome. The VP going to come charging his way. RPK pushes up through the site. Players all around, gets tagged away from Taz, and then will fall out towards the A-bomb site. It's Pasha. The drop Seeks are leaving this all on screen. But doesn't take the first, goes back for a little bit more. Been tagged low, and then mid-air, Pasha does manage to find him. It's a 2K for, sorry, 3 for Pasha there, 2 for Taz. Is between them. They lock down that round. Paul's going to be called in from Envy.
Very nice reset.
What do you think it is this time?
Yeah, it's kind of like a roulette.
Tech pause roulette.
50-50 if it's a tech pause or a tactical pause. But since they're not saying anything, I'm guessing it's actually a tactical pause. But once again, very nice reset from VP. They lost that one round, the first Baron to EnVyUs, but after that, they just completely gone back into the game. Pasha's definitely hitting his shot through the orb. Very, very important to have on a map like Train, that you have your main orb on point. He starts out on the CT side, gets some confidence going, and then when they go onto the T side, maybe he can even go for some opening frags, some entry frags with the AWP.
So I was cracking open a warm one. A warm one with the boys.
Okay. Well, it is pretty warm here, so it makes sense. As we do jump straight back into the game. 15 seconds to go, and then we're back in it. EnVyUs in a situation where they well, they're forcing pistols here. But not, like, they're not forcing down to the same kind of amount. Definitely want to see Scream maybe purchase a bit more, but he's on the Deagle armor, so he decides that's fine. 1200 dollars to spare. Sixer saves for the AWP in the next coming buy round, saving a bit of extra money there, but definitely buying down to 600. Make sure that they cannot buy in the next one. They'll have to wait and have 2 ecos. Deciding to go for the full buy instead of the, let's say, 2 umps, 2 for masters kind of buy. Always a fan of that decision. Always a fan of full buys instead of force buys. Neo picks up one that's XMS gone down. Hasn't really shown much in this game so far, in my opinion. XMS definitely one of the players who should step up as well if EnVyUs are to do well in this one.
So Pash is going to be holding here, waiting to see if Happy does come his way. He's just going to be waiting though. Envy taking this round very, very slowly. Eventually going to start this push out over here towards the A-bomb. So they've rotated the bomb background. Happy still waiting down at Ivy. Pasha is just lying in wait, is primed and ready to drop him from the equation. And once he's gone, they don't have to worry about the players coming out through main. So as they come running on in, Pasha actually turns his attention the other way, and that's going to allow now Happy to come in from behind. Could do damage, but Pasha's fast. As he drops 2, Bialy and Snack step up between them. And that is going to be VP in with their 6th.
Yeah, so at this point, this is the same kind of eco strat they've ran 2 times now, where the main brunt of the team just comes out swinging towards that A-bomb side through A main, and then we have Happy, of course, in the lurk position at Ivy, but both times Happy have been shot down from that position. So it seems like VP are pretty clear on what EnVyUs are trying to do in these kind of rounds when you have Happy in a position where you're expecting him to lurk, and you're expecting him to come 5 seconds after the team. So they just shut him down. Of course, nice shot by Pasha, but it seemed like he was pretty much in control and knew what Happy wanted to do in that situation. Right now, full eco P250 is coming in, full B push.
They're going to go charging on in. Taz is here. He's going to be able to find the first. Looks for a little bit more. Holds down the angle. Taz only manages to get 2 as the EnVyUs train charges in to B. The Molotov doesn't quite disallow that bomb plant. Another one going to rain in as it gets a bit hot and heavy within the site. Bialy mops up 2 more. And Envy, they've done everything they needed to do in this round. Happy is the last man left. 1v4. And the Pole's knocking on his door. He's not looking too great in this scenario. Just going to stick the defuse. Able to get anything from this one, Happy. Oh!
Jumps into the frame, gets taken out. Happy dies a miserable death, and 7-1 is the scoreline. VP ahead here on the CT side of Train. EnVyUs, apart from that one buy round, they're pretty much looking lost on this T side, and we expected them to not look their greatest on this T side on Train, but definitely not this kind of lost. Really looking forward to seeing them doing something here in this buy round. Definitely needs to step back into the game here and get around on the scoreboard, or else I think the VP plow is just going to go straight through them and take this to a very, very one-sided game.
That's not looking good for EnVyUs just yet, but of course it is still relatively early days. VP currently looking strong over on this CT side. Sixer going to be waiting here. No one comes his way just yet. Misses that quick flick, and now they know that he's there. They are aware of the French boost. Pasha still holding it down towards Ivy. His timing hasn't been fantastic in these last couple of rounds. The rest of Envy slowly but surely making their way over to B-bomb. Going to be dropped at Pop. Pasha takes that peek out, finds the first. Now we're going to look to see if Sixer can step up and get the trade. That was risky. Shoulder peeks around the corner, does just now fall on back. Going to flash down to Pop. Bialy's fully blind, but that flash was terrible, and shooting back down the ladder, Happy. The blind hero does manage to get the trade. Man advantage still up though for the Poles in this scenario. 4v3 is Envy, with their options fast running out, and Pasha on the aggressive. He could potentially spot this out here. That one solitary smoke going to rain into Connector. Sorry, actually going to be for the cross. But Pasha, he can tear this whole thing down now. Sixer is blissfully unaware. Good night, sweet prince. And now it is just Happy. 1v3. Bomb in hand. Only 17 seconds left to try and play around with here. Going to go and try and stick the plant. Here's the man up on top of the train, and goodbye. Taz picks that one up, no problem.
Solid CT side so far from Virtus.pro. Now, also showing that they're able to handle EnVyUs at a full buy. not just taking eco rounds off them. At this point, Team EnVyUs, the loss bonus is going to be so big that they can potentially buy every single round if they want to. But right now, they don't really need money. They just need to get some rounds on the board because they're behind 1 to 8, 10 rounds played, or getting into round number 10. And we've only really seen one good round out of them. The rest have been, let's say, subpar. And here we go, coming into another one. Happy with the AWP. Pasha on the CT side with the AWP of his own. It's not really how we expect the setup, because Sixer usually is the one on that T side on EnVyUs with the AWP.
Scream's pushed all the way up here. Very, very aggressive out towards A. Doesn't quite land that first flick on out, and now was in the belly of the beast, picked off by Neo. XMS now going to start to regret this decision. Falls back up through Ivy, going to rejoin the bomb on the back of Sixer, while RPK and Happy start to make their way into B. They are going to get spotted out there by Taz, and that's going to cause the rotator VP to come soaring on in right now. Very, very quick on this rotate. They are going to lose Bialy in the process. Taz pivots around, but RPK puts him to bed. Now we're into the 3-on-3, and RPK fighting for his life within the site. Only gets one more, and XMS the last hope here for Envy in this round. 1v2, bomb down out in the open. XMS rounds the corner, finds the burst, but doesn't spot out Pasha. That's 4x3, taking him down. And Pasha provides that final push over the edge.
Really high impact factor in from Pasha. Sees pixels of the first opponent, takes him out with a headshot. Second one in the 1v1 wins that out as well. So very nice from him as we have another pause coming in here.
Yeah, not too sure what this one was about.
So just a tactical pause.
Oh, yeah, just a tactical pause.
Like a breath of relief, like, oh, it's not a tech pause. Yes, that's nice. Always nice.
Play a game. That's called Guess That Caster. Sat on the edge of the pool.
There you go. Time to play.
I hope you got the quick look in.
We'll be waiting in Twitch chat to see if you have the correct answer. But
yeah, I mean, you know, if you're Envy right now, Risk, if you're EnVyUs, because you've played in a couple of these French pro teams.
Yeah, of course.
What would you be doing right now? If you know, imagine you're Malik, you're looking at this one. How do you approach it?
Well, first of all, I would just assume that we could try something that's been done and tested, and you can always get something out of, which is this like smoke wall tactic outside. Most of the time, you always get the bomb down, and then if you have, let's say, close-range pistols, you can maybe get a frag or two. So if you can get the bomb down, get a frag or two, you can kind of position yourself in a round where you actually have a chance of doing something. It's always good to have some confidence going into something, especially if you have a round like this where you only have pistols. So in my idea, in my world, I would probably go for smoke wall instead of armor on those pistols, and try something like execute heavy instead of just trying to take 1v1 duels, because 1v1 duels with pistols against fully bought up CTs is not going to work.
Let's see how they try and play this one out. They've sent Scream out here towards main. The issue is his Snacks is there, and will promptly shut him down. That's a two-man advantage now for VP as they look to be in the driving seat in this round once again. Sixer, how to find himself that dig on the ground. Wants to try and take this duel with Pasha. Not one I would want to take, though, as he gets beheaded. And now Neo steps up at the end and finishes off both RPK and Happy.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, they're trying to take duels, and I can understand, like, if you want to go ahead, you have a deagle round, you have not a lot of hope in the round, you just want to see if you can win a duel and then get a weapon and then see if you can do something else. I would, of course, love to see a bit more structure, a bit more team play, getting some smokes in, getting some peaks with the angles and the flashbang timings with your teammates. Something that Astralis, for example, is very known for, something that North are very known for, getting these flashbang timings. And this is not really happening for EnVyUs in these pistol rounds. And I feel like they're just trying to go out one by one and take these tools and trying to gain some confidence back. But it's not working out right now.
Pasha has been a real problem for these guys down towards Ivy. Still going to be holding that angle. Envy, they're going to try a different approach. They've sent RPK in through Pop Dog. Going to have Happy with him. Well, the rest of the guys start their tirade out through a main. Bialy and Pasha, they have this crossfire set up, but Bialy going to hit the deck, and Pasha gets nothing back in return. Snacks now within the site, backed into a corner, forced to fight for his life as this push is just tearing them apart. Pasha in the back line, trying to do all he can, goes in for the flick, and he's going to get it. Pasha turns this into the 1v2. There's still so much left to do, and Pasha looking the wrong way here. Happy starting to make his way up on top of the train, spots him too late. Pasha takes the peak, and RPK does manage to finish that off. But I was getting scared there. Happy just flicked onto him a couple of seconds too late. Luckily enough, RPK did step up, and Envy, that attack pause clearly working out for them, do manage to get a second round.
Yeah, big round coming in from RPK and an XMS on the 2 entries there, but something I liked a lot, they used Molotov to clear out usual CT positions where the VP players usually play between the trains and stuff like that to kind of force them out of their comfort zone. And that's a really good way of utilizing the grenades in the game. If you can force the CTs out and like go into a door where you'll have the advantage, where the CT has to rotate away and kind of force peek you. So very nice stuff from EnVyUs. Want to see definitely more of that, using those utility grenades into their own advantages and getting that stuff done, peeking together, executing towards that outer bomb site and taking advantage of that. But as you said, Pasha has been very on point here on the Ivy. So if you know that you cannot get through Ivy, it's going to be very hard to get a full execute towards A. Finally, Scream comes in and wins that duel.
Yeah, lost Pasha. He was pivotal in these last couple of rounds. Now Snacks trying to show that he's a competent AWPer as well, as Taz and him hold down the site. Damage done from Snacks, but backed into a corner. He's going to get picked up. And now it is just Taz left in the 1v2. Sixer is a merciless god, though, as he snuffs him out at the end there. Envy going to take a third, and with that, they've actually done significant damage to the VP economy.
Looking around where they'll probably invest in Max 7, which is Snacks. Probably going to see him play the pop dog with that kind of weapon. Maybe with the counter flash if he sees something coming down. Rest of the team lacking a bit of utility, but they do have all the right weapons. So it's definitely not a terrible round, but if they lose this one, they're going to be in trouble in the buy that's coming in the last round of the first half here. So definitely interesting. EnVyUs, after a terrible start, could get themselves potentially on 5 rounds, which is of course not good, but comparing to the fact that they were down 1-8, it's still a pretty nice scenario.
Scream once again going to win that duel out versus Pasha. The man invite is taken here for Envy. And now Neo holding the angle, fires his shot a little bit too early, and is going to pay the price for it. As Sixer going to drop out Scream for them. Snacks able to find the equalizer. It's going to be the 2v3. Bomb goes down. Bialy still waiting in the site. It's going to allow that bomb plant to come in while Taz and Snacks set up for this retake. They've got themselves the man advantage. Sixer going to be holding the angle. He's looked fantastic with the AWP. Misses the opener. They keep pushing into him. He's going to miss again. That's 2 in a row. And now he's been tagged very low. Going to lose XMS in the site. Taz comes in for the pounce from behind. And that is VP. Oh, boys. I get it. You've been taking a break. You're a bit rusty, but there you go. They should manage to get this.
Yeah.
That will be VP in with their 11th round. They snuff out that resurgence from Envy early on, and that is what was needed.
Very nice retake as well, very patient. They waited for the opportunity to strike. Actually, quite lucky that Sixer missed that opening AWP shot and then the second one after that. But after that, they knew, okay, this is the time to strike. They're going to be holding back on their angles after peeking twice. They're going to be holding defensive, and then they push all on the same time. And that opens the map up for Taz to come in at the back and get those 2 kills. So 11-3, final round of the first half. EnVyUs' economy not perfect, definitely not. RPK forced into the CC. The CTs definitely have all they want. 3 kits as well. And 2 AWPs.
Yeah, when you look at it for Envy, it's really less than ideal. The 2 Galils in play, quite a bit of utility spread thinly across the team. And RPK with only a CZ. It's going to be tricky. Double nade into Pop to clear that out. Not going to find any damage though, as VP playing this round much more passively than the previous couple. Bialy within the site, and RPK is fully blind. He runs in with a CZ, but Bialy picks him up. Man advantage taken early on for VP. The nades, the utility usage from Pasha there to find another. 2-man advantage up for VP right now as Envy. They're desperately trying to do damage. And XMS, he's the man to try and do that. Scream in the meantime picks up one more. That's going to be Bialy. Hit the deck. XMS, ooh, things are going to get a little bit toasty here. Backed into a corner. The Molotov doesn't quite spread. So he's allowed to survive for the time being. But Neo holding the angle. The bomb hasn't gone down just yet either. And actually, it's going to get dropped as Neo picks that one up. And now it is just Happy and XMS, but Happy, as per usual, has worked his way to the back lines. This time, however, there is a man ready and waiting, and that's Snacks. Hot on the trigger. XMS left 1v3. Oh, they see each other there on the ladder. XMS finds the first. He's already got 2. He has to make it 4 if he wants to win this one out. But Taz holds the angle and he holds it firm. And that is VP to win out this first half, 12-3.
Very nice play from VP, definitely. EnVyUs looking pretty lost on the T side, to be fair. But now they are rotating over to the CT side, where they definitely should have a bigger chance of getting something done. They can kind of hold back and await what VP throws at them and then react to that. I think that fits the style of EnVyUs way more than a T side where they have to come up with stuff at all points and kind of like innovate the way to play that T side. I think they're way better if they just hold back and wait and react to what's coming to them. 6 only on 3 frags right now and Happy on 4. Those 2 players definitely need to be on like top form if they want to do anything against VP. Pasha on the other side of things, very, very good on the Ivy position with the AWP. Locked a lot of rounds down. I think he had a couple of 4Ks as well. So nice stuff coming out of him. Taz, always the grand old man of VP, stepping up as well, 16-6. So VP, they're looking quite good here. But this is only half one of map 1 of this tournament. So things can still go wrong.
So you told me that you were good at Greek mythology.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a god maybe to describe each one of these players, how would you be feeling? Let's start with like Pasha, top of the board. He's been great at holding back impossible odds.
Obviously Pasha with the muscles, he has to be Hercules.
Okay,
that's a half god of demigods, but still.
Okay, no, I'll allow it.
And
okay.
Taz,
we're gonna look at Taz. The wise, but also
he's obviously Zeus.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, he's the wise one.
Then we're gonna look, Scream.
Scream.
Yep.
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know. Scream could kind of like, if you look at Poseidon and how Poseidon would look, if Scream just grew his beard a bit longer and painted it white.
Okay.
Kind of like a majestic.
And now we're going to go Sixer, down there, bottom of the board, 3-13. Oof. Maybe he's just a normal person. Maybe
just a normal like Greek inhabitant living on an island, just looking up at the gods and saying, okay.
Not quite. But yeah, no, I mean, after that first half, I think VP are looking really good. That's very promising. I really thought that Envy would have given them a run for their money,
Definitely.
But VP, they've been a hard beast to try and tame, and right now, Envy, they just aren't managing to do it.
Well, we still have the CT side of Envy to go, and as I said before, like this is where they can probably show more of their usual styles. So I'm hoping for them to mount a comeback hit and at least make this one interesting as my mic drops down. Here we go. But like the CT side should be where they pick up the good stuff and actually start getting some rounds together, getting more than just 1 or 2 rounds, or actually just 1 round, and then a bunch of VP rounds, and then 1 more round. So definitely see them winning the pistol, and then if they can build on that, they can start winning.
That's kind of the thing there, right? For Envy, the pistol effectively decides their fate now. If they lose the pistol, they're what, 12-3? They that would see VP through to match point. That's all they need. Yeah,
and the map is about to go back into normal game mode. We do have the halftime being over. And so we actually, we might still have one of the VP players in the toilet. So not quite sure here. The countdown is still going on the server, but let's just wait and see. But now up to the boys in blue, the EnVyUs guys, to take this one back. Sixer needs to step up. Happy needs to step up. But they have the individual qualities, these 2 players, and the rest of the EnVyUs team, to go back into the game, get that confidence, win that pistol, and start winning some rounds. But will VP allow them right now? That's a real question. And Scream just dedicating, have fun to Taz. Always a guy who has fun. That's kind of like what I can gather from the man. He seems to always be smiling, always happy, Taz. Such a great guy.
Well, let's see if he's going to be smiling after this pistol round as they've made their way over here towards the B-bomb site, stacked up outside. They haven't committed to anything just yet, though. They're making noise. They've thrown in decoys. And now they're going to look to try and push out over here towards A. Scream, he's known for his one-taps. Right now, he's not tapping anything successfully. He's missed a whole bunch of shots. It's XMS to actually do the first bit of damage to VP, trying to help out his teammate best he can. And right now, Scream finally chimes in with 1. Bialy's pushed up aggressive onto the site, but XMS snuffs him out. Neo left in an impossible 1v5. Will fall, and that's Envy to get themselves the pistol. They stay afloat in this one another day.
That's what we were talking about. They needed the pistol to get back into this game. Now they do have this upcoming round where VP, they don't have a lot of money. Definitely could go for the pistol armor buy, pistol utility maybe on some of the players and go for a big execute. Right now, they are choosing to do just that. So let's see if VP can do something with the wonderful pistols in this game that are, in my opinion, a bit overpowered. But let's see if they can change my mind here. 2 MP9s, 2 UMP45s and a FAMAS on the CT side of things. Pasha, of course, with the Desert Eagle. hopefully bringing some magic with him.
Yeah, now we saw he was somewhat the king of Ivy in the CT side of the half. This time he's going to look to try and contend for it as a T. Molotov keeps him at bay. Has Bialy there to try and help him out. Smoke and Arena now to keep VP away. Loving the amount of MP9s brought up by Envy. On for RPK and Happy. That nade doesn't actually find any damage. Bialy takes a tiny bit, but I thought it would have done much more. Here's bypasses smoke though, and this could be huge. He's found a bit of damage downrange. Doesn't transpire to anything just yet for VP as they now start to progress down through Pop Dog. Pasha has to check the right angle here, but they've just lost Scream, and that's going to force Sixer back a little bit. Bialy tries to refrag. Damage being done. Pop Flash rains in, and Sixer will be able to take 2. Neo taps away, does find some damage, but that will be it. Snacks and Taz between them, left in a 1v3. As Snacks, he's currently got 2, has to ace this one for the win. Bomb dropped out in the open. And near an impossible clutch, but he's the man to make it happen for VP. Spots the first. Player above him spots the shadow. Snacks him with a 3rd now. And this is where things get promising. They just keep offering their heads up to him on a silver platter, and Snacks will take that all day long. Pushes into the site, spots the man within it, but RPK snuffs him out with so little time left. That round was looking already far gone.
Apart from the last Sixer there, he actually had a really, really good round. Played it very patiently on the Ivy side of things. Just stood there with the UMP 45. Then when they started pushing out towards the other positions on A-bomb side, actually do see the lovely caster duo from before. When they started to pushing out, he kind of like shifted away in focus, but then when he heard the steps on Ivy, he stepped right back in, took the first frag, got the pop flash in, and then got the second one as well to shut down that whole area and kind of like take that map control away from the T's. He then peeks aggressively for the 3rd one, doesn't get it. That's of course not the best decision in the world, but still the patience from Six in that round, despite him only being on 3 frags from the first half. It's very nice to see that he's still composed despite losing that first half.
Happy, things are about to get very bloody very quickly. He's going to fall. But RPK, they walk into the meat grinder. He's just going to go ahead and chip away at them with the MP9. Does have some time to get the reload off, and Pash has been afforded the UMP, but that is it for VP in this round. 2v3, they're able to find 2. It was Happy and Scream. Presented themselves early on to the Polish machine that is VP. And they're going to start to aggress on in. It looks like that RPK wants to go back for more. The MP9 rains death in, and there it is. A quick, easy ace for the man himself. That is going to be a very, very keen $3,000 farmed up for him. Going to be happy with that one. 8,000 to his name, and he might even just stick with the MP9.
Yeah, RPK, one of these players statistically, he's been so good for EnVyUs in, let's say, the last 6 months. He's always, not always, but most of the time on top of that scoreboard for his team. This time around, he's also on 15 frags to 14. Clearly the best score on his team, and racking up an ace in that last round, definitely showing his stuff. Now, the full buy coming in from VP, all on Pasha. No utility on Snacks and 1 flashbang on Neo, so definitely lacking in that department, but let's see if they can make it work off English is hard, of firepower alone. That was the sentence I was trying to say. They do have 4 AKs and an AWP. FAMAS on screen as well. So a chance for VP if they can open up with a frag. Positioned outside of Ivy. 3 members of the team, and then the rest positioned to make the split A execute pretty much. So they only have 2 smokes remaining. Flashbang, things start to happen. Happy with the AWP on Ivy.
Smoke going to come in, falls on the wrong side. Happy still allowed to watch. Nearly connects that shot, but instead it's Bialy that takes Sixer as he goes aggressive. An advantage now for VP. We see this a good bit. They've thrown the AWP onto Happy. Clearly thinking he can make something happen with it. But currently hasn't shown us too much. They're going to start to push out. Now the smoke rains in to keep Happy away. Falling onto one side of connector allows them to start to peek on out. Only have 1 angle to worry about. Neo in the meantime going to drop RPK in the B bomb site, but Screaming with the peek only takes 1 before Pasha gets that trade. Happy's repositioned over on A, holds the cross. That's bomb dropped. But he is with his back to the enemy here. He's going to lose XMS. Happy left in the 1v3. Isn't ready for Neo. He holds down the angle, and that will be VP to find themselves a 13th round.
Yeah, a lot of aggression coming out of Team EnVyUs on that CT side does not work out. Neo able to catch 2 frags while pretty much his opponents are either aggressing or running away from other players on the team. So nice of him to get a couple of free frags in that position. Opens up towards that B bomb site. And the last frag onto the AWP trying to save. 13 rounds now coming in from VP. EnVyUs forced into the pistol. 2 CZs, 2 Deagles, and Taz just going straight onto the fray. AK-47 in hand and trying to look for some kills. Get some aggression done, take some map control.
Oh, Taz spotted him there. Tries to find this frag, going back and forth with Sixer, and we're able to find it. Neo, in the meantime, mops up 2 more in this round. It could be a quick, easy one at 4 VP. Boosting up Happy. Doesn't get anything done. Taz makes it look easy, and now it is just RPK left in the 1v5. It'd be ideal, really, for him to get a gun here to take into the next round. Save something, seeing as they did go for the force into this one. It's the only way they could try and fill the buy into the next round, and even then, the buy would be terrible.
Yeah, it would not be ideal whatsoever. So RPK, a kind of a tough spot here. What should he do? He's obviously looking for exit frags here, but I don't think that Virtus.pro are going to offer them to him. So they just want to rotate off the bomb side and then play 1 guy on the bomb side. If something happens, they can rotate 1 back in and hold the bomb to make sure he doesn't jump on it and defuse. But the rest of the team already rotated off, trying to find alternative angles and make sure they bring their weapons into the next one. Make sure that RPK cannot grab it. And that's the name of the game. 14 rounds for VP. 2 rounds away from grabbing their first victory here at Mykonos at the ESG Tour. Pasha, once again, with the AWP, has been perfect with this so far. One of the reasons, alongside definitely Taz coming back into form, that VP are doing so well in this map.
And they have still got that AK. They have the utility on RPK as well. He's going to be the catalyst rifle player into this round, but VP, they can always taste the win here. They're going to be sending Bialy over towards Ivy. Backed up, of course, by Pasha, Snacks and Taz. Waiting over here towards main, and Neo left in pop. Now VP, of course, a team that have had wavering results, to say the least, and a multitude of early group stage exits. Now looking like they want to try and close this out and correct that wrong that has been burdening them for so long. Bialy pushing in through Ivy, has to be cautious because there is a man waiting for him. Just around the corner, it's gonna be Happy, and Happy looks anything but as he gets completely annihilated. Bialy onto a second as Sixer presents himself. Snacks with the no-scope and goodnight scream. XMS gonna fall because Snacks, he does it again. And now it is just RPK left in the 1v5. We've seen him have to try and do this once before. He takes the first. And over he is, and all that's done is ringing the dinner bell as they come charging on in. Spotted out, RPK. I want to let him save. He's tapping away, finds 1 more in a Bialy. Making it costly at least, but this time, oh, okay, Snacks goes down. Thankfully, Pasha picks that one up. It was getting a little bit worrying.
Then again, he manages to come into a situation where he can grab 3 frags in a position where he shouldn't really be able to do much, maybe even save his AK. So nice of him to get that triple kill there. But on the other side of things, like VP, they're like easily, like they can easily manage to buy out here. They even get 2 orbs on the T side, so definitely not an issue with the economy here for the Polish guys. 15-6, and we might have to tell Thorin that he was right, because EnVyUs have not been looking good in this match.
Yeah, I mean, all the guys over there on the desk, and, you know, I mean, they were right to give the nod that this is a match that they would bet on. Here we go. Six has fallen early. Man advantage up for VP once more. Envy. They have to try and find an equalizer sooner rather than later. Nothing presents itself just yet. Oh, peek from RPK gets punished. He's going to get tagged away. Neo spots him out, and Taz saw the barrel there. Timing actually allows XMS to start to peek on into Pop Dog. Just going to be positioned over here towards B. They have Taz locking it down. In the meantime, Pasha and Bialy starting to push down through Ivy. Going to try and pincer on in to the guys that have rotated into B, which right now is getting decimated regardless. RPK, the first man to fall. Happy, the only one left within the site. Might not even see action as it already looks like they're going to start to double back round. XMS Waiting over here on Larry's got a very good idea as to what's about to transpire.
Exactly.
Molotov goes in, denies him rotating up from behind. But look at this, Bialy. He's the one that's going to make all the difference here. Pushed all the way up through CT spawn. He can shut down this man in connector, but Snax beats him to it. Jumps the gun. Happy going to fall as well. It is just XMS 1v4. And it's going to be near on impossible. Snax finishes him off. A 4K for him in that round. And VP wins.